Okay, this is Grace, and I'm going to be demonstrating how to sugar your eyebrows. And first step is to just clean the area. So I'm going to use some warm water, a little bit of soap. And you can use, another thing that works good is witch hazel. You just want to make sure that there's no like makeup or lotions, cover up. I mean, anything that's like on the skin is going to interfere with the sugar. So just make sure that your skin is clean and dry. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and trim the long hairs. Just use some like little cosmetic scissors. They usually work a little better than big bulky scissors. And I like to comb mine down and up because I have some pretty long ones. This is great for men too. Just this alone can really clean up their brows, just doing a little trim of those long ones. Especially older men. Alright, that side's not so bad. Okay. So now the next step is just to put a little powder on the skin. And I especially, make sure that I put it underneath because that underneath the brow skin is a lot more sensitive. So, and this is just fragrance-free talc powder. So it's not, that you shouldn't have any reaction to it. Alright, so starting out, I'm going to show the stick method today. Sometimes in my videos I think I've shown how to do it with your hand, with your finger, and I'm actually going to do a stick. So this is the sugar, and then I just pulled a little bit out onto this little popsicle stick. And I'm going to start in the middle. This sugar is not warmed up. This is actually the medium sugar. The medium consistency, which is good for brows, especially my kind of brows because I have some kind of coarser hair there. Okay, so part of the reason I'm going over so much is just because it is not melted, so it's a little firmer, and I'm just giving it some time to kind of melt into the skin and onto the hair. Now I'm going to flick up. Okay. So most of the hair in this area grows up, and so that's why you want to put it against the hair and then flick up. Now I'm going to use the same piece of sugar. You can keep using the same piece of sugar. And under the brows, I actually, right now, just to get the shape, I'm going with the hair growth, and I'm going to pull against the hair growth. And that's just because if I go the other way, it kind of pulls up some of those hairs and it's harder to get the shape. Alright. So now that I got kind of the shape and got a lot of the hair taken out, I'm going to go the opposite way. This is the way that will get more, usually gets more hair, and it'll get some of those stragglers that were left behind there. But you can see how going this way it picks up some of those other hairs, but you don't have to worry about those. They won't come out. It's not like regular wax. If it was regular wax, those little straggler hairs that get kind of stuck to the sugar would probably come out. But with sugar, it's different. The sugar has to like touch the skin underneath the hair for it to pull out the hair. Okay. I'm actually going to put a little more powder on because I can feel my skin just getting that little bit pinkish. And I don't want it to get too tender here. Alright, so again I'm going to try to go against the hair. these ones that were a little shorter are always a little bit harder to get to, so they usually take, it just depends, but a lot of times they do take a few passes to get those little short ones. Okay. So now I'm going to go to the top part. And again, just to get the shape, I tend to go with the hair growth, the first pass. And you can see how using the stick is helpful in getting the shape. It actually helps. Actually, that looks good for the top. I think I still want to try to get these last little hairs. I'm just trying to wrap them into that sugar. I got a couple more. Got one of the two. I might leave that and come back and either tweeze it or... So I just want to go to the other side. My sugar is getting a little bit full of some powder and some dead skin in the hair. So, you know, if it just kind of depends. If you think your sugar is still picking up the hair, you can keep using that same piece. But if it starts to kind of lose its stickiness and it feels like it's not really picking up the hair anymore, you may want to get a new piece of sugar. I actually just lost a little blob. It fell into the sink. Okay. Keep using this. So I think because this is on my other side, I actually went with the hair and now I'm pulling, kind of did a backwards thing there, but okay. Okay. Do a little bit more underneath here. And you can see how, like, if you did even go to the salon and get your brows shaped really well, and then just to kind of do just a little bit of a maintenance with sugar at home, you wouldn't even have to get like so particular like I'm getting today. You could just kind of go around the edges and get some of the strays, and that'll keep your brow shape looking a little bit more groomed, and you won't have to go in and get it shaped as often. Okay. I'm wondering if I should trim these little hairs there. I think I will. I think some people don't like to trim their brow hair. I've had a few clients that didn't want me to trim their brow hair. So it's up to you. For me, I just feel like my hairs, some of them are really long, and it helps my shape look a little better, especially since I have a little bit lighter color hair. Okay, I'm gonna put just a little more powder on. I think there's just a couple hairs there. I'm trying to use the sugar on this one hair, but you can always grab the tweezers. Sometimes that's a little easier. And then I just kind of step back and look at both of them together. This one actually looks a little bit thinner, so I'm going to go ahead and thin up this one. Thinning up this one. Is that even a word? And just kind of dab up some of that sugar, although you could also use a rag and wipe off any sugar residues. So it's looking pretty good. I'm thinking this side is still a little bit thicker. So you don't want to get in trouble. You hear so many stories of like, oh, this side's just a little thinner and then the next side gets thinner. So you want to be careful. Like, it's okay if one side's just a little thicker, but I just want to try to even them up a little more here. Okay, that's looking better. Alright, so now I'm going to just wipe off the skin, and that'll take that sugar residue off, especially if you get some sugar like in your brow hair or on your eyelashes. Just wipe everything. And then afterwards you can put like an aloe vera lotion on, might help with the pinkness, or what I am going to use today is just a little bit of lavender oil, and it's just a little bit of essential oil. Just dab a little bit on. And that'll just, it's kind of like an antiseptic. I can even feel it kind of tingling a little bit. So that'll help just keep the skin clean, and also it does take out some of the inflammation. Alright, I'm actually going to grab my tweezers just to get a few more of these ones that were not coming with the sugar. With sugaring, you shouldn't have to do too much cleanup with tweezers compared to waxing, because you can go over the skin more than once. So that is one benefit. Because tweezers, every now and then, if you just get it right, you end up pinching the skin, and then you have like a little scab. Instead of, then you're like, I should have just left the little hair. It looks better than the scab. So do be very careful with your tweezers. And there we go. Hopefully that helps you. Thanks for tuning in.